want to get to some news in the markets right now. We've got a stock market that's higher today, rebounding a bit after some of the volatility that we saw in yesterday's session. And this is in part because there's some sort of sense of relief, if you would, a de-escalation, apparently, according to one Scott Bessent, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, about this U.S.-China tariff fight. He said, Bessent did, that he expects there will be a de-escalation in President Donald Trump's trade war with China in the very near future. He called the sky-high tariff fight, or forgive me, he called the sky-high tariff fight, now I'm reading actually from CNBC right now, between Washington and Beijing unsustainable. So that's really interesting. He did this actually at a conference that JP Morgan was hosting. They have this conference going on as the World Bank has its meetings going on. The World Bank coming out with a much lower estimate on what U.S. growth would be, but I would only caution that the World Bank is always wrong in their estimates of GDP growth, and they knocked a whole percentage point off of it because of the tariffs. I would just say that perhaps the World Bank is missing something, and hopefully Scott Bessent was able to sort of communicate between the lines here. Let me read to you what he said. There was a closed door meeting Tuesday, and basically he said, you know what? Quote, there will be a de-escalation regarding that trade war with China in, quote, the very near future. So this is what made its way out into the stock market, and that's why you see some upside right now. Of course, we had the futures market higher as well. No one, quote, thinks the current status quo is sustainable. So Bessent, who is really seen as the architect of everything right now, he's really steering the ship. He's the captain of the ship in terms of the tariff plan. Right now, Peter Navarro's kind of been moved to the side. You've got him saying, basically, that there's going to be a solution in the near future. And so, of course, you have stocks reacting very positively to that because they want to make sure that this tariff war really gets managed in a way that is positive. Later today, actually, just a short time ago, Caroline Leavitt sort of echoed what Bessent was saying with this positive outlook in terms of talks with China. And she said that basically negotiations have begun and that we're doing very well, quote, in respect to a potential trade deal with China. And that, quote, Trump is setting the stage for a deal with China and the ball is moving in the right direction. Okay, good. Okay, so, I hope you bought when the market was down. If you can stomach that kind of volatility, this is very, very good news to see. And so, again, this getting reported in the financial media, which is having an effect on things. Let me see if I can bring you over to a chart of the day here as we try and sort of make sense of all of this. You can see stocks rally as investors hope for a de-escalation in the trade war. That's the sort of focus right now as people try and figure out where this is all heading, right? Where all this is heading. Stocks rally as investors hope for a de-escalation in the trade war. And you see that the S&P and the NASDAQ and the Dow are all trading higher as a result of this. This is the good news that people were hoping for. And this is kind of hopefully taking a little bit away from some of the concerns about the Fed chief, though that's still out there. And you can see here in the Wall Street Journal that there are still concerns about the Fed chief. In fact, the president may try to pin some of the potential downturn on none other than one Jerome Powell. Here's the story right here. Trump is laying the groundwork to blame Powell for any downturn. That wouldn't be surprising to me. There's been a lot of negativity out there, though. Dow headed for the worst April since 1932 as investors said they had no confidence in this administration. Well, I would just say, you know what? You guys better rethink that one. I think you might want to revisit your confidence check. What have we been telling you at 76 Research all along? We've been telling you, you know what? Stay the course. Don't let emotion cloud your judgment. I know it's scary, right? I know it's scary, and this is actually why I have gold in my portfolio, because it helps me sleep at night. And gold's been killing it, by the way. You also want to take this opportunity to find great companies, and there are a lot of them out there that are going to be able to weather this storm. Go to 76research.com for more on that. Use code word dollar so you can sign up for the 76 report, or go to 76 portfolios and learn more about our actual stocks that we have in each of our portfolios. I also would encourage you to go to trishlovesgold.com, because Trish definitely loves gold right now. I mean, like, I've never loved gold so much as I love gold right now. But I don't think it's ever been this high. We are at an all-time high, ladies and gentlemen. We just touched another intraday high on gold today, and Goldman Sachs says, you know what, we're going to 4,000. You get UBS with a price target of something like around 3,600 by year end. I'm telling you, we're there already, almost, right? 3,500, I believe, that we touched today. So Trish definitely loves gold right about now. But I tend to buy it when it has any kind of down. I also like gold miners, incidentally, but these are our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sponsors here on the Trish Regan Show. So we like to show them some love, especially when they're making us money, especially when you get up to $15,000 in free silver right now. Text Trish to 65532 right now, 65532, or call them at 1-844-495-1115.